Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'll be showing the mysteries Pirates Cove has to offer. I'll be showing you all of the map's Easter eggs as well as a few other things that you may enjoy. I will also be giving you a small intro into the lore that this game has to offer, but I will save most of it for another day. Anyway, let's just get started. To begin with, I am actually going to tease you with a little insight into the lore. To do that, we actually need to head over to the dock in the practice area. Now, if you see my practice Easter egg video, you may recall I talked about the dock and how it was a reference to the then upcoming map, Pirates Cove. Now here's the special bit. If we turn to face out towards the open ocean, you may start to recognise what you can see in the distance. That's right there in front of you is Pirates Cove itself. I'll be doing a video focusing on the lore at a later date, and so I won't really be going any further today. But as you can see already, we have two maps that are connected. Now with this previous point, it ends up removing the practice area eel as an Easter egg. The fact that two eels are caught on islands close to each other is kind of expected, but I still think it's pretty cool to see one hanging on each dock. For me, it adds to the lore and starts to bring the maps closer together. Unfortunately, there is also no longer a red crab on Hull 3 as there was in the early releases of Pirates Cove. Therefore, the red crab is only referenced by the hat that you can get. However, on that point, if we look on the hill above Hull 6, we can see a mysterious ghost crab perched on its own pedestal. Some say the Hull 3 crab was killed, and this is his ghost. But whatever the case, like its living counterpart, this is also available as a hat, a legendary one at that. The next point isn't really that special, and I am sure many of you may have noticed it. Around the map you can see bags overflowing with gold coins, and on each gold coin you can clearly see GWYF, which is of course the abbreviation of golf with your friends. Again, the next point isn't really an Easter egg, but I still think it's pretty cool. In the harbour area you have 4 buildings, and 2 of them have names. Firstly, we have freebooter fillets, and according to the dictionary, a freebooter is simply a pirate, or, and I love this phrase, a lawless adventurer. Secondly, we have the par bar, which, when said out loud, even without the accent, automatically makes you sound like a pirate. As well as that, it cleverly adds in the golfing word par, so, for me, extra points to the developers. Whilst we are at the bar, there is actually an Easter egg directly behind it. There are a bunch of baby heads textured onto the hill. Now, although the babies originally come from Haunted, and therefore one could argue that this is supposed to link the two maps, these specific ones got added because in the early builds of this level, there used to be 2 piles of baby heads around the map. One by Hull 1 and the other next to the big arch. However, these piles ended up getting removed, as I believe they got a few complaints, but I am not too sure about that. After the removal, I pretty much begged Wheel to put a baby head on the level, so I had an extra Easter egg for this video. Plus, I kind of thought it would be pretty cool. So, I kind of take credit for this one. Also, it feels good to see that he does occasionally listen to my ideas. Another idea of mine that got added, it wasn't technically my idea, but the design and execution of it kind of was. I can't remember who it was, but during the streams of making the map, someone suggested to the devs that one of the hills should be a volcano. Then afterwards, it was brought up in almost every stream and kind of ended up as an inside meme, if you will. Around the same time as the aforementioned baby heads, I suggested to the team that they add a faint glow to the hill as a reference and almost appreciation of the stream viewers. Now, obviously, they are a bit more creative than me, and what you are looking at now is the final result. Our next Easter egg is easily the biggest on this level. Like, physically it's the biggest. Now, obviously, you will have seen the monster on Hull 18. There is no way you would have missed it. And if I was to ask you what animal do you think it most resembles, the most likely answer you'll say is an octopus. I mean, it has tentacles, am I right? But if you then count the number of tentacles it has, you'll find out there are only 7, which is strange. Octopuses have 8. Well, you can actually find the 8th hanging up in the harbour next to hole 10 and 11. No wonder the monster is mad and destroying Hole 18. The people of the island have chopped off its tentacle. I'd be pissed too! For the next Easter egg, you need to go into your settings and turn the shadow distance down to 0. You will notice that when you do this, all the water on the map disappears. This works for all the maps, but it is only required on Pirates Cove as this is the only map you can't enter the water. Now with the water gone, there are 2 parts to this Easter egg really. Firstly, if you go over towards Hole 2, we can actually see Dom Sucks is written on the seabed, and secondly, if we go near the end of Hole 17, we can also see that Wheel is Cool is written on the seabed. I'm not 100% sure when they were added, but I know at one point it said Wheel Sucks instead of Wheel is Cool, so I imagine Dom wrote that, and then when Wheel found out he changed it and also added Dom Sucks somewhere around the map. But I'm not 100% sure, and that's just me speculating. And finally, we end up in Coincidence Corner. After scouring the map for days and finding all the crazy Easter eggs, it has definitely taken its toll on me. I don't know if I am going crazy and overthinking things, or if what I see is in fact another Easter egg. Therefore, this here category is for you to help me decipher whether or not something is indeed an Easter egg or simply a coincidence. Today I only have one thing for you, and that is the fish. As you will see, there are 3 fish around the map, 2 on Hole 4 and 1 hung up next to Hole 11. What else is 3, you might ask? Well, quite a lot of things, but what I'm getting at is that the dev team is made up of 3 people, 3 brothers in fact. So we have 1 fish per brother. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is another egg, or do you think it's just a coincidence? Let me remind you that when we were doing the practice Easter egg video, there were 3 tents in the practice area. Only 3 tents, not 4, not 2. So maybe this is a pattern. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Oh, and I guess I kind of had to say, if you didn't notice, the fish have shark fins strapped to them. They're not mutants, it's just like an accessory, like a hat. A fashion statement, if you will. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you know any Easter eggs I may have missed, let me know in the comments below. Hopefully, I should be getting the rest of the Easter egg videos, as well as the lore video done over the next few weeks, so keep an eye out for those. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.